It is beautiful, much like today's weather, frankly, especially in this city. It was such a treat, Darren.
Yes, it was. And the air quality's been great. Right now, we're reading good air quality, Bay Area wide, with the exception way up into Mendocino County. Ukiah, you've got moderate right now. But everybody else is good. Let me take care of some housekeeping first. Technically, for the next 2 hours and 11 minutes, we still have a red flag warning in the mountains. Thankfully, we've come through this okay. The winds have really died down. It's still really dry in the mountains, but we've gotten through the worst part of that. So let me turn your attention to what I think needs to now be the bigger focus. Tomorrow's air quality. Because as good as it's been for the last few days, you could be forgiven for not thinking much about checking in on an air quality forecast, but you should for tomorrow. Here's more good news, by the way. That's what we look like right now. This is the high-resolution satellite from space. You notice what's missing? All of the huge amounts of smoke coming off of the Monument fire, the River Complex fire, that rain over the weekend effectively put that to an end. That's great news. That was one of the bigger offenders for our air quality. The Dixie fire right over there. These fires are not technically out, but they're definitely not putting out anywhere near the amount of smoke they have been. Now look down there. So you no doubt have been hearing the stories of the fire right outside the giant forest in Sequoia National Park. That's it. Now, if we switch from looking at the KNP complex fire on the satellite and put it into that high-resolution smoke forecast, look at the deep concentrations of smoke. This is now, here comes tomorrow. As long as we're in fire season, we are completely at the mercy of the winds. And tomorrow, the winds don't work in our favor. So tomorrow, the air quality is going to go back downhill again. It's coming from a completely different direction than we're used to. It's a totally different fire. Won't matter. It's going to look and feel the same. And if we come in for a close-up look at this, we'll do the ground level forecast. This is where it matters most. What's the air quality going to be like down at the ground where we live? That's tomorrow afternoon. So this is not going to be like a total smoke out. But we are going to go back into moderate likely, possibly even unhealthy for sensitive groups. And here's how you know this is serious. The Bay Area Air Quality Management District put us under a spare the air for tomorrow. And it's not only that smoke. The other side of the forecast today is the warm-up, which you no doubt noticed today. It's going to get hotter tomorrow in the inland valleys, and that means in addition to the smoke, we're going to start making more ground-level ozone, so it's kind of that double whammy. The air quality becomes a bigger issue tomorrow. As far as the winds in the mountains, they've really calmed down. So good news there. We'll still get 20-mile-an-hour gusts up on the higher peaks of the North Bay. But what we're left with still is the really dry air. If you watch this over the next 24 to 36 hours, even once we get into Tuesday, the humidity levels are going to plummet once again back into the single digits. Now, it's not going to be windy, so we don't have a red flag warning on Tuesday. But the takeaway is the landscape here is really dry. It's great news for the fires way up north, but we didn't get nearly enough rain down here to end our fire season. What's going on in Sequoia is a perfect example of that. So morning lows tomorrow come back down to right around 60. Daytime highs, let's get everybody in here. This is the hottest day of the whole 7-day forecast. It's going to be a couple of degrees hotter tomorrow than it was today. So let's call everybody out. Campbell, you're going to 94. Mountain View is going to 88. Doesn't sound all that bad. Inland East Bay Valleys, upper 90s. You were low 90s over here today. You're about 7 to 8 degrees warmer tomorrow. And you're going to be making ground level ozone. And there's going to be smoke. That's the story for the inland valleys of the East Bay. We get back into the Bay. Look at San Francisco, 83. That's not a typo. We did that today. We'll probably do it again tomorrow. 94 Novato, 90 Santa Rosa, 94 in Sonoma, and upper 90s for Mendocino and Lake County, where the air quality was already moderate today. You're really going to want to pay attention to that tomorrow. 7-day forecast. San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose are up first. The good news is today's the top. We've got a nice cool down, especially by the time we get to next weekend. And for our inland valleys of the East Bay, you're the top line. It's going to stay kind of warm for the next few days. Not as hot as tomorrow, but still pretty warm. And then by the weekend, it's a lot better. Not only inland valleys of the East Bay, but also North Bay Valley, Santa Rosa, that's you. We'll get everybody better by the weekend.